Hello everyone. Today we are starting with the first chapter, the living world. So the first statement we are going to begin with the first statement here. How wonderful is the living world? The wide range of living types is amazing. So here the author want to describe about various organisms or diversified organisms which are present around us. He's talking about the biodiversity. The next statement, the extraordinary habitats in which we find living organisms. So next is about the habitats. So here diversity is not only about the type of organisms. We have different type of organisms, be it can be human, insects, fungi, we have plants, different type of organisms will be having lot of diversity around us. In the same way, their habitats, the organisms will be occupying different type of habitats, so a lot of diversity is observed in the habitats as well. The extraordinary habitats, sometimes if we see here in the second statement, it is given the extraordinary habitats in which we find living organisms, be it cold mountains, deciduous forest, oceans, freshwater lakes, deserts, or hot springs, leave us speechless. So all these things are amazing to observe. We have different type of habitats, like some of the organisms will be present in cold mountains, deciduous forest, ocean, water ecosystems, deserts, and some of the bacteria will thrive above 100 degrees. In hot springs, we all know the temperatures are really high, above 100 degrees. Even there you will find life, certain bacteria, they are adapted to grow in hot springs. So when we observe all such kind of things, it will leave us speechless. The beauty of galloping horse, of the migrating birds, the valley of flowers, or the attacking shark evokes awe and a deep sense of wonder. So next it is about the habits. So first we have seen a different type of habitats which are mainly occupied by the living organisms. In the same way, we have lot of diversity in the habits as well. We have certain organisms which are caring their younger ones. Parental care is seen in certain organisms. In the same way, horses will be having a common feature. They galloping horse. And we all know about the honeybees. They will be having a community dance, a way of communication. They will be communicating with each other. Honeybee dance. Flowers will bloom at a time. In certain seasons, you will be observing a lot of blooms. In the same way, chirping of birds. Every day in the morning, we observe there are a lot of birds which will be chirping, and certain migration. You can see certain birds in the change of the temperatures, or you can say seasons, they will be migrating from one place to the other place. So all these things, even the shark, predation of shark, how the shark will be predating on the other organisms. When we observe all these things, it will leave us thunderstruck, or you can say it will be giving us a sense of wonder. Next, the ecological conflict and cooperation among members of a population and among populations of a community, or even the molecular traffic inside a cell, make us deeply reflect on what indeed is life. So next, it is about the different behavioral aspects of living organisms. If you see, there are a lot of behavioral aspects like ecological conflict. So mainly in the societies, if you observe, there will be a lot of conflicts. It may be due to environmental issues or resource scarcity, water, land, pollution, or unequal access or burdens. It can be any reason. There will be a competition based upon their interests. So all these will be making ecological conflicts, and sometimes they are very much cooperative with each other. Cooperation among members of the same group, population, and among populations of a community. Even you can see populations of a community, sometimes a similar group of population, they will be having, or you can say your relatives of the same group, they will be showing a lot of cooperation with you. In the same way, when we are serving a national interest, when we are participating as a team in particular sport, then you will be having a You are coming from different places and different communities, but still you will be showing cooperation. So all these things are behavioral aspects. You have different behaviors based upon the community, and also you can see a lot of molecular traffic. So next is about molecular traffic, which is seen inside a cell. What do you mean by molecular traffic? So inside a living cell, when you observe, there are many events, chemical events, which are continuously taking place. So all these kind of things which are taking place inside the cell will lead to the transport of substance from one place to the other place inside this small cell, and this is regarded as the molecular traffic. So molecular traffic is nothing but movement of molecules inside the cell. So when you observe all these particular things inside or outside the environment, it will make us think, what is life? This question has two implicit questions within it. So question having two questions inside it. It is clearly showing two questions. The first is a technical one and seeks answer to what living is as opposed to the non-living. So first is a technical one. Technical one is nothing but the practical one. Practical means superficially when you observe what is life in comparison with the non-living. So only thing we can understand is mainly by the observing with the non-living. We will compare the living with the non-living. So what is the difference? Mainly the life. Non-living are lifeless. They doesn't have life. They cannot move. They need external force. But living beings, they can sense the environment. They can react with the environmental changes. So this is a technical one, practical one. And the second is a philosophical one. Philosophical ones. So what is the purpose of life? Or you can say what struggles you face, what are the practical experiences you have. So this is the second side of this question. But being a student of science or biology, we will not attempt. So what it is given as scientist, we shall not attempt answering the second question. We will try to reflect on what is living. So we are always going to study the first part of this question. That is a practical side. We are not going to bother about the philosophical view of life. So that is what the first para is about. Coming to the second para, diversity in the living world. So this is somewhat the introduction to biodiversity. If you look around you, you will see a large variety of living organisms, be it potted plants, insects, birds, pets, or other animals and plants. There are also several organisms that you cannot see with your naked eye, but they are all around you. Like here it is mentioned about the microbes, bacteria, virus. We have different type of organisms which are very microscopic, which cannot be observed with the naked eye. If you were to increase the area that you make observation in, the range and variety of organisms that you see would increase. So whenever we are going to increase the area that we want to make observation, the range and variety of organisms will be increased. Say for example, you are observing only the things which are present in your house or just associated or around your house. That will be, let us say, some 100. When you expand your observation beyond that, obviously the number of organisms is going to be increased. Obviously, if you were to visit a dense forest, you would probably see a much greater number and kinds of living organisms. The same thing is explained here. So when you are observing a particular area, it can be, the number could be less. But when you are observing over a large area like a forest, then the organisms, the kind of organisms, the diversity is also being increased. Here there are two important points. One is the number is increased as well as the diversity is increased. Say for example, you are observing only a particular area where you live, which is your niche. So in that area particularly you will be having some crows or birds which are repeated. There are, you can say, the same thing is repeated in and around your house. But when you observe in a large area like a dense forest, there the organisms are diversified. You will find parrots, you will find pigeons, crows, and different variety of organism, insects. You will be having snakes, whatever it is. So the diversity will be vast. So this is the major difference. When you are increasing the area, the number of organisms per square foot will increase, as well as the diversified organism diversity is also being increased. The type of organism you observe. That is what mentioned here. Each different kind of plant, animal or organism that you see represent a species. So what we call it as? Whatever plant, animal or organism in biology, we call it as a species. Even the humans are also species. The number of species that are known and described range between 1.7 to 1.8 million. So till today only there is 1.7 to 1.8 million species which were described, and this refers to the biodiversity. So this is about today's video. We'll meet in the next video. We'll start with the other topic. Thank you.